Hey YouTube, Carl Brooks, Detroit Love, giving you a quick look at my Retropie Raspberry Pi edition of the Street Fighter 2 Champion Edition. So as you can see here, my buttons have been changed out, my joysticks have been changed out. I went with the bat format versus the ball on top of the joystick. So I have my, let me just back out of this. I have my yellow LED buttons for the player 1 and player 2. I have the blue, the green, the red, and then my coin lights are white. Okay. So I'm running the 32 gig arcade only from Woofin Oz. It's a really good image that you can put on your Pi. It works with the emulation station. This is the screensaver mode, which is pretty fantastic because you can discover a lot of different games that you just never saw, or rediscover things that you forgot that you enjoyed. You have the screensaver on while you're doing other things and you hear certain sounds, is bound to bring back some memories. So the neat thing about that is if you see something on the screen that you like, hey, what is this? You can just come up here and hit the start button and it'll launch that game from the screensaver. So that's pretty cool. So this image has two different modes. You can either start an emulation station, or you can use the attract mode. And so it's really up to you which one you use. So I'm going to get back to the main screen. What's nice is you just hit this coin button with the start button at the same time, and that will get you to exit the current game. But if we back out to the main screen, so this is how the main screen looks for the image. You have all these different categories, and you can reduce these down if you don't want as many. And it's really simple to do. You hit the button here and go to game collection settings, and then let's try it again. Game collection settings. Keep hitting the wrong button. Green means go. And so I can, let's see, it's 21 different collections. I can click on that and uncheck these if I don't want the Atari, or if I don't want all these Capcom ones. I can just simply take these off. So we take Atari off. Since this is a fighting box, we'll keep the fighters on. Alright, then we go back, and exit. I think I hit the wrong button here. Alright, so now I reduced. I have Arcade, I have Daphne, the King of Fighters, Mortal Kombat, Neo Geo, Street Fighters, and Retropie in all games. So you can make this as long, if you want to sort it through, you can have different collections on. The nice thing is too, let's say I go to all games and I can hit the coin button. Well, let me go into it. So I hit the green button to go into all games. You can see I'm in all games here. There's a list of, let's back up one more time. There is, it'll show me down here at the bottom. Go to an angle. There's 2,420 games available on this game that used to only have 3 games. Okay, so out of 2,400 games, it would be take a long time to scroll through and find a game. So I can hit the coin button here. That'll bring up this menu, and I can jump to. So say I'm looking for Galaga, I can jump up to the G's, hit the button, and that jumped that list down to the G's, and make it a little easier for me to go and find what I am looking for. Hit my green button for go, and it'll load that up. Let that game finish loading, and then we'll pop some credits in. You see, I got my quarters here on the side. That means next. There's Galaga on the Street Fighter edition. Pop some credits. Okay, and so I chose to have the coins under here because that's how it would be in the arcade. I would be reaching down here to put quarters in, so it just makes sense for them to be there. This board is pretty thin, didn't take much to cut a hole into it, and off I can go. Hit start, and I can play the games. Now again, my plan is to switch over, and in addition to this, buy the Galaga box or possibly the Pac-Man box and put another pie into it and have all of the vertical games up on that box. So even though you can play the verticals on here, I just much rather prefer to have it where you can have the games look the way they're made to be. Alright, so when I'm done, just hit the coin box. And it takes me back to my list. Hit the back button there and back at all my games. And I can hit this coin button while I'm on the main screen, and that'll put me back in the screensaver mode. And it'll just scroll through. I can actually hit the joystick and I can switch through the demos of the games. And so let's just take a look at what I did here. So this is inside the box. Let me just get a light here. Make sure that's not going to tumble on us. Alright, so you can see in there I have my controller board that allows you to get the video and sound from the Raspberry Pi. So there's my Raspberry Pi. It's all being controlled through here. So the existing monitor, there's the number there. That plugs into here via this little black cable. And then I have my sound, that little green cable there, that comes up here to this old speaker. And so I can control the sound. Could have gave you fair warning. Or I can turn it off altogether. Okay. So I got my Raspberry Pi. It has a fan. So it has a little hum, but it's not too bad. This is a Raspberry Pi 2. So it has the Wi-Fi dongle on it. My 2 USB cords going up to the new keyboards, and that's it. Got a power strip down there. Power strip down there. Looks pretty clean. I got a little piece of trash I need to get out. Power strip, Raspberry Pi, and the controller is all I really needed. And that's it. So I just made this hole a little bigger on the back of this board, and that power strip cable was able to come through. So I have a list in the description of all the things that I purchased. Now I did purchase a new Raspberry Pi 3, but I have that hooked up to the TV, and I have a Joy controller, a Nintendo 64 type controller, and this one's really equipped to play all of the consoles. I still haven't decided if I'm going to put the Raspberry Pi 3 in here, because the Raspberry 2 is perfectly fine for a let me just switch over here. Perfectly fine for a arcade. Now some of these games here are a lot more intense than the standard arcade games, so I have that there, and that's available. I don't really like this little hum that you get out the back of this guy, so I may switch that or get a different case. It has that fan on it. I don't really think I even need to have that fan. I think I may just mount it above the let's just take a look. So I think what I'm going to do is take all of this case off. See, that fan is mounted to the back of this broken case anyway. I think I'm just going to mount the fan right above, mounted onto the actual wall of the arcade, and just have it positioned above. I'll need to have room to get my card out, SD card, so I think I'll figure that out pretty soon. But I don't think it needs to be in the case. I've never had a problem with this thing overheating at all. So that's the plan. But I really love the way it turned out. These buttons are really nice. They feel nice. The joysticks with the bats, I like that much better than with the ball at the top. So I'm pretty happy with how it turned out. Didn't take a whole lot. I have some videos that I did as I was putting the buttons together, but YouTube was having a lot of trouble getting things loaded, so I figured I'd try this way and just record it straight to YouTube so you guys can see the way this turned out. I think it turned out beautiful, and now I have all the games that I can get on the that Arcade1Up sells individually, plus a couple of thousand more, huh? So I'm pretty impressed with this. I've had my Raspberry Pi for years, and I've had the Retropie on it for years, but I wanted to always have a arcade box that I can have. The alternatives just were way too expensive. They've had like full size cabinets that you can buy, all the parts and put it together, and it's been close to $1,000. I've looked at the bar top kits that you could buy and put your own things in, and those were close to $500 with nothing in it. And so even though I had to take out the equipment that Arcade1Up provided for $299 plus $38, so basically just say for $350, I still got a very nice size cabinet that worked perfectly for what I wanted to do. So now my dream has come true. I have my Raspberry Pi 2 in here. Don't really need a 3, but if you're buying one new, obviously it's the same price. You can get the 3. But if you have an old Raspberry Pi 2 sitting around for another purpose, it definitely will work for this build. So that's it. If you guys have any questions, man, just ask me. Oh, I did just want to show you real quick. If I exit, and let me back up. If I back out here and go to the Raspberry Pi option here, I can boot this thing into switch to, do you see it? Switch to a track mode. So I'll do that and it'll reboot it. And so, you know, track mode is fairly nice as well. So you see it's switching to default boot to a track mode and rebooting. I sort of like the emulation station with the screensaver. It serves the same purpose as the and these are different screens I put up here. So when it boots up, it'll have a random, either a still or a video. All right, so that was pretty quick. So when it's in the track mode, it'll just play some videos and sounds. I got the sound off. So as you scroll through here, and I didn't show you that with the other one, but it works the same way. When you're looking at any particular game, it'll give you a preview. There's Jacko checking the giant killer, so it shows you a preview of the game. So you don't have to remember, like, what is this game? How does it look? You can just see it. So you can't beat that, man. This is a pretty awesome build. And it's, I would say, you don't have to be completely technical. You can be a non-techie and get this accomplished. The hardest thing would be the joysticks, the replacements, because the Chinese makers that sell them, they don't really give you any instructions. Some may have just pictures, but you know, you can there's a guy, ETA, was it ETA Prime? He's made a pretty good video that walks you through. There's a few things that he left out, and I've made some pictures of that, or videos of that. I'll try and get those up later. But you can essentially take the old joysticks out in such a way that you can put it back in without a problem, if you're very careful in the way you do it. You can take everything out, sit those to the side, and there's actually so much room in the back, as you can see. You can just leave all of that, the old stuff, right in the back for when you need it. Plenty of space in here. I mean, you can, like I have, like the old joysticks and things in here. I have the tray that was under the joysticks. I still hadn't decided if I'm gonna put those back in there or not. But I can just put this whole, and I have the extra parts for my joysticks. I can just slide this in here. Look at that. Give you some light. Perfect. Not interfering with anything in there, and I can just store that inside, and for whenever I need it. So here's the attract mode. Same way it jumps into bringing to your attention games that you could play. I mean, the nice thing about this, like I said, you may have never played some of these games and find it really attractive to come and try it out or you may rediscover games that you forgot about. And that's what this attract mode or the screensaver does. Lets you see these games that are all available in this game. This is not showing me some random game that just from history is showing me a game that's actually on this box. And I can come and play it anytime I want. Okay? Alright, so again, if you have any questions, put them in the comments. Hey, do me a favor. Subscribe so you can get